Hello everybody, back to talk about the recent incident which happened in Minneapolis, Minnesota yesterday. As I'm sure most of you heard, I'm a little late to this situation, but I figured it'd be better to, let some of the facts come out about the situation before I talked about it, or analyze it for that matter. So this video will be going strictly over the facts of what happened, using a few of the different angles provided by people on Twitter, and we're going to just dissect these clips frame by frame to understand what really happened. So, to get one thing straight, the point of this video is not to point guilt at either party. Rather, I'd like to talk about this and get the facts right in this situation, which has been stoked mostly by a lot of emotion going on, especially with immigration enforcement ramping up. So, one thing, let's talk about the victim. Her name is Renee Nicole Good, a 37-year-old woman who's claimed to have been living in Minneapolis. Now, as I understand, this is somewhat contested due to the fact that her license plate is out of Colorado, with some saying that she was also from Missouri, but we're going to take these facts at point blank and do with them what you will. So from what I've gathered, all these people claim that she was a legal observer, of which I covered many of these kinds of people on this channel before, with the main goal of, their word not mine, documenting what immigration officials and other federal officers are doing. Now, contrary to their name, they rarely do much observing, showing up to the immigration operations playing loud sirens to try and warn those who are under arrest to evade, sometimes even blocking or ramming into the agents with their vehicles. Now, I'm not saying that's what this woman ever did, however, it is something to take into account. This woman had a wife, as well as 3 kids. Now, if I'm going to be blunt, I believe that it was extremely negligent of her to go out and try to interfere with federal operations whilst being a mother of 3 kids. Not to tell anybody how to be a parent, but to most people, that's just outrageous to put yourself into danger while having a family. Anyways, to start this video off, the video that most people have seen on Twitter, which is 4 minutes and 26 seconds long, we see Renee's wife on the right in the gray flannel, and as well as an ICE officer, and they look to be recording each other. There's Renee's red Honda Pilot, a gray Ford Explorer, which from my knowledge seems to be operated by an ICE officer. Another off-white SUV, which to me looks like a Chevy Tahoe, also being operated by an ICE officer. Keep in mind, this is the only video currently available as of today, which shows what happened leading up to the shooting. So a lot of this will be conjecture and assumptions comparing this to what has happened in other similar cases of quote-unquote legal observers interfering with officers. To me, it seems that Renee is intentionally blocking off the street to stop a convoy of ICE vehicles from continuing on this road, hence why the gray Ford Explorer sped around her, which seemed to me to be an unmarked vehicle belonging to ICE. From here, the camera pans to the left, showing a Nissan Titan with red and blue lights indicating that it is indeed being operated by law enforcement. From here, 2 agents identified as working with ICE exit the vehicle. The driver of the Nissan Titan then approaches her vehicle rapidly, saying very clearly, "Ma'am, get out of the car, get out of the car, get out of the fucking car." Renee then puts her car in reverse. The officer then begins to try and open her door handle, as well as reaching inside of the car to unlock/open it from the inside. Now, this is where things begin to get tricky. Her vehicle's in reverse with her tires pointed to the left. What you don't see in this angle is that an ICE officer from the off-white Chevy Tahoe has exited his vehicle, is now in plain view of Renee, from the right, in front of her vehicle. Renee then backs about 2 feet, where the officer from the Chevy Tahoe then comes into frame. With her tires still pointed to the left, towards the officer, you can briefly see her tires slipping, probably due to the ice, literal ice, frozen water on the road, not the agents. Once the agent in front of the vehicle sees her tires spinning, you can see he immediately reaches for his weapon and pulls it out.
No!
Her tires then turn to the right, however sideswipes the officer in front of her. This is where the first shot is fired, however 2 more shots were fired after her vehicle had made contact with the agent through her window, her left-hand side window.
Oh, shame! Shame! Oh my fucking god! What the fuck?
Renee's Honda Pilot then speeds away and crashes into 2 other vehicles, which we can see was likely done post-mortem, as even after crashing, her vehicle is basically redlining into these 2 vehicles and revving for quite a while, which we will see in another angle shortly. Which, the injuries were not published, but most people believe that is an upper body shot. That'd be neck, head, face. One that would lead to immediate or near immediate immobilization that would cause her to speed off and crash into 2 vehicles like this. Renee's wife then runs to the now crashed vehicles, assumedly to ensure the safety of her spouse. The officer which shot Renee then holsters weapon and walks towards the vehicle, likely to render first aid, which we can only assume.
Shame! 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 Shame!
The person recording repeatedly says shame over and over again, while the officer who they accuse of shooting Renee then tells his colleagues to call 911. Now, let's analyze the second angle, which gives a little bit more insight. It's hard to tell from here since it was recorded from a distance, but we can indeed see that her vehicle did sideswipe the agent. While her vehicle is making contact with the agent is when the first shot was fired. This is where her vehicle revs and speeds up into the two vehicles on the side of the road. So from all of the information gathered, we can only assume that this was a justified shooting. Depending on how you morally see this, it varies wildly, but just in my personal opinion, I don't believe that the federal internal investigations or any court would see this as guilty. The second two shots is definitely where this would be considered questionable, but I still do not see this being prosecuted as many other cases have been thrown out similar to this one.